there are other people that do so, and basically Wolverine just kind of, I'm gonna go fuck shit up, but old man stuff. So
SPM Omar, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh man, so I've been having problems with the OBS system,
oh nice.
where every time I open it up, it doesn't have all the settings how I want them.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't have the PA system recognized as the microphone.
Oh,
so they were listening to us through one of the camera microphones. I don't know which one.
Oh no.
But it was only 2 minutes. And again, thank you very much. He's like, the sound is unclear, but hopefully that sounds better. It should sound way better. So let us know what you guys are doing out there in the world. We're here hanging out on a Saturday. I'm super excited for the UFC fight with Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier.
Where are you gonna watch that at?
I'm probably just pirate it like a
like everything.
Yeah, like a good booty does.
That's the easiest way.
But yeah, I'll just hang out and watch it. I usually done it on my phone a few times too when we go to the garage, and I'm just like, we're so close to starting, and I'm just like, the main event, and I'll just be like, fuck it, just watch on my phone.
Yeah, that is tonight, huh?
Yeah, that should be pretty cool. At number 3, the third time they fought.
Right on.
I don't know. I don't understand when they do trilogies and stuff like this.
I think it's like one wins, the other wins, and it's a tiebreaker. Or people were really excited about the first two, and they were like, he could have won, so give him another one.
Could have won
for
3
money.
times, yeah.
I think now boxing is like, oh, what are they boxing for? And it's not like a title. It's not like, it's just like money. Like, what do you box for? Money.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole, the craze with the YouTube ones right now.
So if you bring the crowd, good job having an Instagram following. Get your Instagram up so you can fucking fight Logan Paul for money.
For money.
Get the money.
It's not like he wants to do it for fame or clout.
No, yeah.
Or actually sportsmanship.
I mean, I think that just comes along with it, And in this case, the actual fight, tonight, that's more so of a fight. But it just seems like boxing these days and fighting.
Makes sense.
It's all about who can get the most clout, people watching, money.
The longest.
Yeah. Like the last Mayweather fight, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Logan Paul.
Yeah,
yeah.
Why would you care to fight some? And if he did a good job getting there, whatever, it's money.
A lot of money.
If they were like, would you fight Mayweather for money? I'd be like, yeah, I'm nobody. Fuck yeah.
You know how stupid that was? Logan Paul, after the fight, he put on a gold chain, and on it was a rare holographic Charizard card. Not only that, the rarity of that card went up because he did that. But it was like in a glass case, and like baller status, but Charizard.
Planned it.
I was just like, holy shit! Like the generation of what's rare, what's cool, like that's changing now. I mean, it's still badass, but it's it's not like going on there with a giant money symbol with diamonds in it anymore. You just
no, you have to have like a specific, That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So I thought that was funny that he did that.
Little style, personality, and the bling.
But then that just brings more into question of everything that's gonna become rare in the day, like Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Magic cards, cash. That's outlasted still, right?
For now.
The longest out of all of our trading card games.
Cash. That's literally we've been doing that one for a while, so good fun.
Yeah, but you're kind of a big proponent of the crypto.
Oh yeah.
You think it's really gonna take off in a way?
Well, I mean, obviously it already has, with Bitcoin and all that fun jazz, Doge now, stuff like that, and we know it can be socially manipulated, so basically you can be like, oh, this is popular, and a meme stock pops up, and so I'm not saying that it's gonna happen constantly, but I'm sure it'll just pop up here and there, as people decide to manipulate it, just like they do with likes on the internet. Now it's just value.
But apparently it can't be controlled.
Supposedly it can't be controlled.
It's not controllable.
But at the same time, if you manipulate a certain amount of the crowd, 3%, for instance, supposedly that's enough to overthrow any government, in that country. Just 3% of those people. So if you can get 3% of those people to be like, this is dope, get this, and start fucking talking, people are going to pick up on it, and then the natural algorithm for what is and isn't popular, as the market is based on what we're confident in and not confident in, Like, it's all fake. Money's not real. It's just, how do we feel about it? Like,
It's real and it's backed by the gold standard.
nah. It's just it's an arbitrary value trading system that we're just going to continuously replace because that's the way of life, I guess. I don't know. It's not that fun. But at the same time, yeah, crypto's where it's at because you can add so many more things. Like a friend was talking about NFTs, and they're like, I don't want to know anything about it. Don't tell me anything. And I'm like, why would you not want to learn how you could like monetize art or digital work like through NFTs?
Yeah.
You know, like,
because I'm still kind of like a little skeptical on what like an NFT really is, but
right.
Technically it could just be a JPEG.
Pretty much. So, but it has basically the same kind of blockchain code that allows for original ownership, right?
Yeah.
So let's say what's going on right now is they're starting an app, and basically on the app you can use NFTs, and the NFTs are basically soccer players' like cards, you know, like their stat cards. And so they're rare because there's only one of that soccer player while he's currently on the team or whatever. So that becomes an NFT, and it's tradable for currency of Bitcoin or whatever crypto they decide to use. And that in itself, having a new availability for like a virtual game, virtual gambling, virtual trading, like building that means that we're going to start using whatever value system applies to it.
Yeah.
So then we can guess, oh, I bet you the value of that's going to go up. Let me get a bunch now, you know, and then watch it go up as more popular things come out. Because all the digital world is providing, you know, a more of a landscape to do stuff, play games in the virtual world, but like purchasable games. So like you're playing World of Warcraft, but you're in fucking VR, completely submerged, you know, and you're using real money.
You still get to do like pretty intense things, like
Yeah.
fucking whatever, customize your character,
Right.
fucking.
But on top of that, it adds for a different way to save money, to grow a portfolio in the sense that, like, the more people that get involved in it will understand like how they can increase the value of their dollar.
Interesting.
You know, and so it's just basically like, what bureaucratical nonsense, what blue tape do I have to go through to figure out how to use the system? And like, there's so many ridiculous ways to do this. So one of the most popular cars that's purchased, I think, is a 4-door F-150. This is by rich people, white people. Not saying the white part, that was unnecessary.
Yeah.
But rich people. Rich people. And what they do that for is because it can be classified as some specific type of vehicle that gets you a complete tax write-off for the entire purchase.
Okay.
So you don't have to pay taxes on any vehicle that you purchased and then later sell it for cash or whatever, purchase another vehicle at value. You know, like, it's just, there's so many different ways to get like tax write-offs. Like, somebody said that Bezos has like a $12.3 billion fucking yacht
Well, that's what they do, right?
after the divorce.
That's what they do, is like they buy stuff and give stuff like that away,
Right.
so that it turns into more of a tax write-off, and they keep more of their riches or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's how we kind of like take over how that works, because the younger generation is going to be more into crypto and technology. So the older generation that sticks to the market and cash values and old value trading, that's going to eventually fade out to the more capable digital world. So, I mean, it's inevitable. We're
Yeah.
just at the early stages of it. Like, we might not even see its full power for a while.
Past us, you
Yeah, who knows?
think? Yeah, see, that's what's always crazy too. I feel it might come faster than we think because because I heard that when technology advances itself, it always advances itself like 50% faster every year.
Yeah.
So like even
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so even though we're coming up with the crypto and the computers for crypto, next year it's going to be 50 times faster than it was last year.
Right.
And then not even talking about how more advanced governments have
Yeah.
of being able to monitor and trade and store their crypto. Like
Right.
well,
Well, with newer computers like the exascale computers,
yeah.
those have the processing power that we haven't seen before.
Well, you see a bunch of like nerds and stuff. That's all they do is get gaming
As best as they
graphic
can
cards.
get,
Yeah,
yeah.
just nothing but graphic cards, and that's what they use to mine their crypto with. I've seen these like amazing Ethereum farms
Yeah.
that are just dope and like rural places like in Oregon, fucking. But you see gigafactories in fucking like Switzerland and China
Yeah.
that are doing the crypto hunt. So
That's crazy. Like how huge those places are. And
Yeah.
just like super cold because of how much heat they generate. Like I think they were even saying that at some point it's like not good for the environment, you know. And I don't mean to say that in a way that means I don't believe in climate change. I just mean they seemed a little too edgy on that part. But it could generate a decent amount of heat, you know, to like, I don't know. It's just some stories aren't worth telling. Like Bitcoin generators and mining affecting the environment doesn't seem as bad as like what oil companies have done.
right,
You know?
or the factory farm companies do.
Yeah.
Because that seems horrible.
Pig
Like
farming.
yeah,
And cattle, yeah.
in like that massive way.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's the farm fed, good old let my pig roam.
Yeah,
He's nice and free.
I know people that are like, we've worked on a farm, we killed them. You know,
Yeah.
they're not all treated like shit, and I get that. You know, but some are.
But do you think
A
it's
decent amount are.
Do you think it's just because we have to feed such a big population?
Well, it's not just feeding a population; it's misinformation about nutrition. To the fact where like you really shouldn't be eating more than about a pound of meat.
Oh
Meat.
yeah, that's true. Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
love that you brought that up because I when I was not recently, but I kind of this saying where it's just like we kind of ruined food because we eat for pleasure, not substance.
Yeah.
So like if we ate it for substance, like you said, it would
Yeah.
be small portion amounts where we know we'd. There's people that fast for like 30 days and they don't die.
Yeah.
They're good, but yeah, you know this guy's
They
like,
have to
fuck,
eat.
I didn't get my pizza today, I've died.
Well, and the nutritional value is low because then doctor bills are higher, and that's a whole racket. You know, like if they know how
We're
to-
covering it here on MuseMe TV.
Yeah, exactly. If you know a system, right? Like even if it's a game or if it's like a market, a stock market.
Yeah.
If you know the variables that might affect it and how to kind of lean in one direction or the other, and you can make money off of one, like a fuckload of money off of insurance and like just the bills of the medical field in general, because that's a necessity.
Yeah.
So who are they to say, you know, what can and can't be priced except for the rest of the world, you know?
That's true of everything though.
Exactly. So if you have a system that sets up for diabetes, why not market out and profit off of it? I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying, kind of makes sense.
It really does though. I mean, there's no conspiracy behind any of this.
Yeah, it's very clear.
I hate
you
to
know?
say this, like I love food too. I love it so much.
Yeah.
When I get a whole pizza, I get pizza from Domino's. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna eat this fucker. 2 slices is all I need.
Right.
I really but I am indulging myself in this like porn that is just like.
Dude, the other day, I should have sent you this picture so you can put it up. The other day, this lady was like, "You want the guacamole?" And I was like, "What?" She like got into it. She's like, "Do you want the guacamole?" And I was like, "Yeah, you brought the chips. You know, like cool." And she brings a bowl. Like 11 avocados died for that. Dude, it was like an entire bowl. She was like, "I think there's lettuce," and there wasn't.
It's all just avocados.
It was so much guacamole. Delicious, by the way.
All gone, by the way.
Yeah, no, we actually took a lot of it back. So, and I was like, oh man, that's so crazy. Like, how much would they use? It's nuts. And I realized later, because it was $13, and she totally sold me on that shit. And I did not ask, like, how much are you bringing me?
Yeah.
If somebody says, do you want some guacamole for your chips? Are
You're
you
just
thinking
like,
it's $13?
I'm getting this little container.
Yeah, like I was half done with the chips at this point. I'm not scooping avocado into my mouth. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Can
weird.
I get a spoon, please? Can I get a spoon for the rest of this avocado?
It always makes me hungry talking about food. Though. Are you hungry?
But that's ridiculous. We shouldn't be. We could
But
go.
I haven't had a proper meal today, so I kind of.
Go without. Get a whole day
Do you
without
want
it.
some sausages?
I'm okay, man.
You don't like Vienna sausages?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna be hypocritical when we talk about this.
Processed meat is so weird.
It's weird. It's gross.
It's so weird.
It's.
I like
it's an
bologna,
affront-
but I
it's
like
It's an
bologna.
affront to nature.
But I like bologna though.
It's just like all the best parts of pigs without the veins.
Isn't
or
it the same thing though,
tendons
right?
Or the fat. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So.
But this is like the last part of it that like didn't make it into like the slabs, and then they just like repurpose it to crap.
So
And
then
I'm putting it in my face with
and-
salt.
with the little salt.
Yeah,
Do you
a
need
lot of salt.
You got some salt?
No, I don't need salt at all. There's
Oh,
salt.
it's added salt.
There's so
Oh,
much
it even
salt,
says
yeah.
on there with salt.
I'm pretty sure. You sure you don't want one? I
I'm
brought one
good.
for you.
No, I'm cool, man. Last time I ate a Vienna sausage was like 15,
Yeah.
going to go get wood with my grandpa because that was his, like, we need lunch when we go out there. But
That's the thing. Yeah.
it wasn't even good lunch. It's either potted meat and crackers or like a tortilla and like Vienna sausages. I'm just like, how am I gonna survive getting wood with this?
So as I mentioned earlier, I think we should understand that like, not every meal something should die. Like every meal that you eat.
Okay,
something died
well,
for it. Like you could always make meals, and I'm not saying that like, oh, save the animals, because save the animals, but at the same time, like, do you eat enough vegetables?
Yeah. Well, kind of, to a sense.
I feel like you might be a little healthier than some, but
I
still.
work at a kitchen, so I have an advantage over other people.
That's fair.
But there are some people that don't eat vegetables at all. Like,
That's
never.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
And the most that they do is like in a burger with lettuce and tomato.
Yeah.
But it's a very limited like variety potatoes, I guess. And the classification we have for foods is odd. But like at the same time, eat more vegetables. Like, I'm not the shining example of health, but like I'm not sick or anything.
You look fine, dude. I mean, you don't look like you're like.
Buy Vienna sausages.
It looks like it has all the nutrients. You could read those nutrients and probably make sure that you survive for the next day.
I don't even know if I could pronounce most of these nutrients. That's the problem.
Here, like chlorophyll.
No, we know. See, that's the thing. Humans, we know what's best. Like, we do what we want anyways.
Well, that's why we have these different senses for that, right?
Well, yeah, but that's why there's pedophilia too.
Yeah.
Like because people just do what they want.
They just see it.
It just becomes like easy to do, and they do it because they can.
Well,
People suck ass.
It's weird.
It makes me wonder though. Like, so you've heard the conspiracy of like the adrenochrome thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, kids are kidnapped and then they're tortured, and that raises their adrenochrome levels, which is sucked out in some vampiric way or tubes, who knows.
Yeah.
And then they drink it, and like aliens kind of exist now because they're just like, yeah, aliens exist.
UFOs.
Or it's misinformation. Who fucking knows? Could be our own technology if we're moving that quickly. Why not hide it from the public?
Right. Or another country just beat us to it.
Yeah.
Which is very unlikely.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
We're the best, dude. I don't give a shit what anybody says. We're the best. We invent everything to the T.
Right on.
And then we steal it and make it better.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
The American way.
But with that being said, I feel like with the crypto market, in a sense, is it going to be where they can let's just like refuel us with like digital currency or something? There's
Potentially.
Like
just change the market up completely.
I'm thinking more of like a Matrix kind of scenario where I'm just like something in my neck and I'm in there the whole time. I'm eating food in this game.
Simulation.
Yeah, but in actual, it's just like the food adrenochrome or whatever. The food variable goes into my skull, and it's just like, yeah, this is what here you go. Even though I'm in fucking.
I think there was a theory that was just somebody just came out with. They pretty much proved that.
No.
Yeah, I forgot who was telling me the other day, but they're like, yeah, it basically just proves 100% we're in a simulation, or like 90%, who knows.
Well, it's really crazy to think about that. The universe still expands, and yet we're like on a treadmill that we only discover what we follow on the universe.
Yeah.
Like we see ahead of it still, most kind of in a sense, but it's not like, again, like that Rick and Morty episode where they're walking literally on a treadmill, but the whole world keeps getting projected while they go whatever direction they go.
Well, that's our observational ability as humans.
Yeah.
Which in itself is weird. I had heard recently that basically. Okay, hold on, real quick. I want to go back to the adrenochrome kids thing. Just saying.
Just a little.
I know it's a conspiracy thing, but if there were aliens and shit like that, or people that wouldn't that I think everything is better if you cook it, So it kind of makes sense that in a different realm, torturing people is how you make them the tastiest, just shit like that, in an energy aspect. I don't know. I was just thinking about that earlier, but at the same time,
it sizzles up the meat.
Yeah. So I had heard that. So Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah.
Right. It exists and it doesn't exist at the
same
time until it's observed. Right. So as conscious observers, we generate the stable universe. So as far as we can see, is what exists in one form or another.
Yeah.
But outside of that is an infinite universe in which it just hasn't really taken form because it hasn't been observed yet. So for like a small part of existence, it has like a fail-safe.
Yeah.
You know, like if anything were to happen with an instability of nothingness, you know, we still have like the observable universe to kind of back things up on. So we're like a fail-safe for existence, in the sense that like so are animals, you know, anything that's capable of observing.
But that's so weird to think about too, because I heard that even with our senses of just perceiving, we can't really know what is to perceive behind us. Like
Right.
our mental ability and our whole what's going on in front of us is what we see, but behind us is totally, let's say, in the quantum level, because it could be changed instantaneously. Like we don't know.
Yeah.
Even me observing behind you, I see what I see, but behind you could actually be something different because you don't see what's behind you.
Right. Yeah.
And that's kind of in itself fucking kind of scary, because
Well, if supposedly we're all the same consciousness, then you having it created behind me generates it whether or not I can see it.
see
you
that
can, because we're still interacting. And so the interacting of, I think, particles is what makes it real. But it has to be observed in that sense. Observed through an interaction. You know?
Yeah.
So that's why we only have an observable universe. They were saying that like if the universe was infinite forever and ever and ever, there would be stars from every point in existence, and the sky would be white constantly. But because we only have an observational ability, that's about as far as light has come in so far.
That's all you see.
So it's very clearly limited. You know, we only have a few senses, but like, what's the next one? We evolve, right, as humans. So do we do it forcefully as like technologically advanced people? Or do we do it through like the same way we always advance as humans? Slavery. Suffering.
And just pain and torture.
We'll get to Mars on slavery, but no colors this time. Just everyone.
We'll make it there. Well, by the time, I think we'll all just be a uniformed race. Like, we'll all just be the same race.
Yeah.
So then we're just like, fuck it, let's just go. We're all the same anyways. Like, there's no difference. Like, you can't fight for the differences here. But then again, there was that episode of Rick and Morty where just little slight differences are just like, well, my nipples are pointy and mine's are round.
Yeah.
That's a thing, dude.
Yeah, no, humans suck, like I said.
This organism sucks. Like, why can't we be like a dolphin or something? No, they're probably even worse. Probably
Dolphins, they're rapey.
Yeah,
I mean, so are people, I guess, but they're supposed to be pretty darn rapey for the mammal of their sorts.
The mammal of the sea world.
Yeah, it's that from what I hear. Them, cats, and something else, ducks, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it was in some trivia game. I don't know why. I fucked up on.
Animals that are the most rapey. I think that's something we need to Google.
Do it. I'm for it.
I wouldn't.
I know a bunch of stupid facts about shit. Like, it's not all that necessary, but you read an article and then that one headline while you're reading the National Geographic is like, among the most sexual predators of any species are the dolphin and the cat. And I'm like, what?
So we're going to limit.com.
Limit.com. What's that?
Livemint.com. See, this is my
Limit.
dyslexia. So bad, dude. It's ridiculous. This says rape in the animal kingdom.
Wow. Articles.
Talking about.
See, we're talking about it. They wrote an article.
I wanted just to see a list. Can I not have a top 10 video? That's all.
Just type list.
Top 10.
That's an interesting Google search, though. You know, like, I'm not sure if it puts you on the list.
So here's one that I don't like. Here's like 7 adorable animals that are also murder monsters.
Murder monsters, nice. Like
Dolphins.
hamsters?
You're right. Dolphins are unspeakably evil. They're number 1 on the list.
Dolphins are terrible people.
They got dolphins over here that
unspeakably evil.
Just totally are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Forcefully copulate.
Oh, you're right. Ducks. Why are ducks on here?
Ducks are brutal.
Ducks are supposed to be cutest. How are you so right about this? Did you read this article?
I didn't read this article specifically. This one is in depth with information about each one. Mine was just like among these.
See this one. Yeah. See this one is like unspeakably evil.
Yeah. Well, they also like batter up pufferfish because the toxin the pufferfish releases gets them high as fuck.
So they're just like
So
picking on
share,
it.
They'll
Yeah.
share a puffer fish, get high, and then roll out. Like, dude, dolphins don't give a fuck, bro.
What the fuck, dolphins? Okay, well, then again, ducks are brutal rapists.
Yeah.
Why can you not be any cute with that,
I
dude?
know I think that's the problem, with ducks is they know they're cute.
Damn,
And
that's so
the fucked up
bad.
part. They're just crazy after that.
What's next? Polar
What?
bears.
Polar bears. Oh,
Eat other polar bears.
Oh, that makes sense.
I mean, they're trying to survive.
It's the Arctic.
What other food are they gonna have,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, let me just eat a seal. Oh, great, it swam away.
Oh no.
Hippos
Well,
are
we know
incredibly
that.
deadly.
Duh.
Okay, so they're deadly.
You mean the large flesh tank is dangerous?
Yeah, they're not trying to kill their
They're not
young.
rapists.
Yeah, they're not over here deadly, manipulate. They're not getting high off of a giraffe.
I think it's
Doo-doo.
fairly common for a lot of animals to kill young.
Really?
Situationally.
Don't scare me like that. Seals are what?
They rape penguins.
Oh my god! I don't even know if I want to see this video.
Don't watch the video of the rape. That's not great.
It's so
That's
bad.
a seal and his dog become good friends anyways. That's just enjoyable.
But still, look at the fact that they even all of these are information about it.
Yeah.
These just literally give you
Surprise.
videos.
Yeah, that's not great.
It's hilarious.
But yeah, no, cats are aggressive, stuff like that.
Other murderous
Necrophilic aqua weasels.
aqua weasels. What the fuck? I would not be able to handle that.
I feel like these are
Humans.
Just like, yeah, no, I'm surprised we're in 7. We should be number 1 on this.
They wanted to make it more like not as bad.
That got in depth. I'm whoever wrote that article.
Hell yeah,
why?
Go Vox.
Why?
Vox is it.
Why? Just why?
Dude, Vox is like one of our leading news sources out there right now.
They report this stuff so people on podcasts can be like, do you know what the rapiest things are?
Dude, it's funny too. This is updated 2016. This list is so old.
I know, right? Humans are number 1 by now.
We fucking discovered an animal already that rapes another one.
Jesus.
That's what's crazy about like the world, though. We still have undiscovered parts of this world.
Yeah, and humans are still the worst, regardless.
I don't care what anybody says.
Man, there's nothing scarier than people out there.
We'll be the dicks of this land, and still the ones that have no main effect when we're gone. Like they're like, great, we're glad you're
We
gone.
left plastic.
You think that's a significant enough change?
Significant, man. But it is a change.
Yeah, that does kind of suck, but
Yeah.
I feel like they'll start developing creatures that are like have plastic mentalities.
Yeah, no, I think we're so in love with the idea that life has purpose and like it's meaningful and it was given to us, stuff like that. So it's like this self-importance thing that like.
Why would you
allows
not
to-
want to think there is purpose in life?
It's there. The only thing that creates purpose is you. So like, here's my problem with a lot of religions.
Okay.
All of them.
Even the
literally,
religion of Goku?
Not that one. Like witchcraft all the way to Christianity, Mormon, all of it.
Yeah.
They're all ritualistic stuff. It's all based on the same thing. But the idea is that, like, you're special. And he died for you, or you're the important part of the world. Like just self-actualization bullshit. And the problem with that is then all you do is take care of yourself. You're doing you and yours right. And so you must be doing right, it's fine. People aren't doing what I'm doing, so they're wrong, But nobody matters until you decide they matter. Like until you say, oh, I need to help this person. I need to talk to this person. Then all of a sudden there's a purpose that exists. Like we create that. So we're not special just because we're here, but like we can do shit. Like what does it matter if we're special or not? Just do what you can do. Like that's what else is there existing for? Which also I think consciousness is a trap. If you think about it, if a fox finds like food, and it's like the best fucking food, he just wants it. He'll get caught in a trap. Maybe not a fox, but something dumber,
Okay.
like a human.
Well, you can still.
So, existence has like food, sex, like all of the best experiences, beauty, art, all this shit. So how is this not a trap for consciousness to be like, yeah, let's come and hang out here? And like while you're conscious, your body creates chemicals that kind of fucks with it and destroys it, toxins. So when you sleep, as you know, it's healthy for you because your brain gets rid of those toxins and your body clears it out so that your conscious waking moments like physically are toxic to your physical meat puppet, and it's like, can you get out? Because I need to clean up, bro. Like, you're fucking shit up in here. So it's obviously like, and we do it for experience, for tactile experience, spiritual.
Even memory remembering and stuff like that,
yeah,
too.
all kinds of stuff. But it's just what we just think it's, oh, we're purposeful because we exist here. And so you only do for you. It's just like, you can do so much more, like, as a person. You know, it's like interact with people more, do more, help more if you can.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Make somebody else important. That's all. It doesn't. You don't have to know them. Just make them important for 5 seconds, and then they might not kill themselves that day. You know.
You're just trying to play a better role.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. With organized religions and unorganized religions, they just try to like basically create a calendar for your spirit, for your like ideas. You know, your beliefs. So that you can say, oh, once a year, this is what I believe in, and it validates, you know, the realm of understanding I don't fully understand, you know, like purpose, all that fun jazz. But, like, it's safe to say that most people believe things. It's a value you kind of have to have in order to, like, live sort of peacefully. You have to be able to, like, justify the things we don't know. Otherwise, we'd just be terrified all the time and hiding. I don't know. So we do that with religions, and then they're like, but you give us money.
But yeah, that's the shitty part, though.
We touch your kids.
There's people like us, though, that are trying to understand more than what is kind of like whitewashed in front of us right away. Like, hey,
just organize your own spirituality in your way.
But
don't let like a dogmatic ruling class of ideas allow you to see your own beliefs and feelings on that subject in general as something you should do or not do, as a good or bad. Like, fuck them. What do you think? Go by that. You know, like, do that and create it for yourself. Don't follow other people's shit, because it's clearly a fucked up system of control that just indoctrinates us into hating poor people, you know, because idle hands are the devil's plaything.
And then poor people just hate each other at that point.
Yeah, and that's where we're at pretty much now. Like, it's purposeful, it's exploited, and that's the whole point. It's like legal slavery works because we're all like, well, I get to sit at home and smoke the weed.
I get to try to do something. Yeah.
Me? Nah, I just try to help somebody when I can. I like giving out water in the summer to homeless camps. There's a lot of them, so you just pass by and just like check it out. Get the video. 1, it's hilarious. 2, you're helping.
I mean, yeah, what else is there? Like,
make content and then help people if you can.
And it's only like to a certain amount where you're trying to do as much as you can. Do you want something to drink?
No, I'm cool. I still have some of this left.
And that sounds like...
Is it too clanky?
Yeah, it sounds like...
I'm sorry.
I'm kind of thirsty, too. I want something to drink. I didn't bring anything in this fucking thing.
So anything new, like, in the news that you've been, like, trying to pay attention to?
Trump is suing Twitter, Facebook, and...
He's still a thing?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's actually a pretty big lawsuit that he's going to do. It was just announced, like, 2 days ago. That is hilarious. I was like, what the fuck? You gonna try to sue He even he calls him out in the press conference thing where he's like, oh, Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey, these guys need to be stopped for their fucking... But, what's up with shadow banning? Okay, one of the great minds I feel is out there in the world, Brett Weinstein. He's pretty great because he's a microbiologist, a biology, like, whatever. Like, he studies biology and shit. And he's literally talking about, like, a different drug that could really help us where it could eradicate COVID. The way he talks about it is amazing. The trials and studies, it's an old drug, too. It's been out forever. The only reason why we don't use it is because it's so generic. It could be made so instantly. There's no money off of it. You know, the COVID test is fucking making so much money. The COVID shots are making so much money.
So I've been doing a lot of, like, background acting and, like,
scary.
getting as much of it as I can, because right now where we are is it's just easy, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's fun because the COVID testing that you do, like, there was a scene I was on, just a buttload of people, you know, a buttload of people. And each one of these people get, you know, $20 to $30 per test. Excuse me. sausages. Buy Vienna sausages.
Jesus.
Hey, you want sponsors? Hey.
You're like, that's how you get them. Literally eat it on the podcast.
That they show you, yeah. And hey, I think Vienna sausages, they need all the help they can get.
They don't. They don't. They really don't.
No, I'm fighting for the little man.
They can go under and just get bought out by spam or something already.
I thought that was the same company.
Is it? I don't think so.
I have no idea. Anyways, I kind of lost my place. What we were talking about. We were talking about the old Trump thing, right?
Yeah.
Suing Facebook and then shadow ban.
People taking shit down and
the COVID testing. Oh yeah, I was talking about the movie. So for every person there, basically, there was, before we even made it to set, there were 3 COVID tests because safety is obviously a priority.
yeah, we're trying to be safe.
And they still want to produce movies and TV shows, so they're still doing it, but they put so much more money into the testing. The testing, like the people that do the testing for you, they make bank and they're happy about it. Like as far as compared to the minimum wage, as is. But we end up making money per COVID test as well, because then it's more work you have to go through to prove you can be on set, you're not sick, stuff like that. So they don't spread any COVID, right? So it's a win-win for everybody, especially the people that make the COVID tests and all the products for it, gloves, all that fun stuff. So again, when you affect people socially like that, then you can guess where the money's going to go. So just follow all of that.
I hate that term too. Just follow the money and.
Well, I mean, as far as
it makes sense though. I mean, that's how you uncover so much shit.
You don't have to like swimming, but you're a fish.
Right. You don't have to like wiping your ass, but you better do it.
Just saying, and that's the point. Like if you're gonna exist in this system that we're trapped in here in America, and I'm sorry to all the other countries who have it much worse and we're complaining, but if you're stuck here, just swim. Figure out what you can do to get ahead financially. Do what you can to get rid of debts. And didn't they just recently state that the Biden administration unloaded another $55 million in student loan debts? Just today or the other day. You can Google that one. Because I am actually interested in all that.
Google that, not fucking raping animals.
Hey, it's an amalgamation of stuff that we talk about all in a quick amount of time.
Fucking MuseMe TV is the best. Biden student loans, second thing on the Google search.
So, because everybody wants their student loans.
1 day ago, has canceled 1.5 billion of student loans.
1.5,
yeah. There you go.
That wasn't close. But yeah, that's.
But altogether, it's been 3 billion.
1.5 billion. So it's just I feel really glad for those 14 people.
Yeah, no, right, yeah.
I got the thing.
And it's only big name people, actually people that made it as doctors, because there's people that accumulated all this debt and only got they needed 2 more classes to finish their bachelor's degree, didn't. Now they have all this debt, and now they don't have that same potential as somebody who did finish but still has the debt.
Yeah, exactly. Of course.
That's another shitty predicament.
Selective, yeah. But at the same time, I like
me
how
all over again.
It came up number 2.
Yeah.
And the things that are trending, now, on Facebook, right?
No, we'll go to Twitter.
Just recently on Facebook.
Hold on.
Don't go I'm just saying. Hold on.
Good. I know.
That there's the whole Fast and the Furious memes, right?
Okay, yeah.
They're fucking popping off everywhere, right? And it goes through a little cycle, and then the next thing, everybody's talking shit about the Olympic runner who smoked weed.
Yeah.
Or they're talking shit about not letting her run, which is kind of messed up because isn't there a lot of people in jail because that smoked weed because they couldn't run fast enough?
Yeah. Good
Stupid.
one.
Anyways, yeah, so
I thought that was good.
Yeah, thanks. as you wave through shit, and NFTs become a thing. So all of a sudden the meme that pops up, the Fast and the Furious memes, those become monetized and popular. And then you get to own a meme that passed through for pennies on the dollar maybe. But eventually if it's a collector's item or rare or some shit like that, oh, remember this memory? I have the NFT for it. I own it. It's worth this much money because rich people that's what they do. That's why there's yachts the size that they are. That's why soccer players have NFT trading cards. Where they purchase and sell them, and they're rare because it's a soccer card, a stat card.
Yeah.
So it's for that player,
and
it's one person can own it.
It's so dope too because like I've seen NFTs where like they're cards, but yet they're still like almost like a digital thing where it has actually like a video play, cards holographic or something. You know? Just cool little hologram comes up or something.
Yeah, and it exists in the digital world, you know, but as itself. So like then the area where it's stored becomes like a digital museum where you can go see like the rarest of things, you know, like, oh, these famous soccer players, you can only see their dope cards, like the 3D ones and like their best plays maybe. Like you can only see those at this soccer museum online, and you have to pay all of a sudden for that space online in order to go see like the coolest videos of all of the good soccer players throughout the years, you know. And that would interest a lot of people if you could sit at your computer, throw on some VR goggles, and then straight up head over to the soccer museum and watch all of like the best clips, you know. I literally blanked out all the names.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. You just like go down the stairs like, holy shit, this was all from the 40s, or like, holy shit, this is all of the great highlights of the 50s.
Right, yeah. You ever see Futurama?
Yeah.
They get in the internet, the VR stuff they're flying about.
Yeah.
Just like, look at all the porn. Like, yay. And they go. It would be just like that thing, like a virtual world you can kind of travel through. I don't think they'll have immediately travel available to where it's like flawless and smooth. It's just like select a spot, go there.
Yeah, like a fast travel kind of feature on a game.
Yeah, they're not gonna World Wide Web it right away where you can just literally be out in the middle of nowhere on some land that some guy owns, you know.
That has nothing on it.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean it's all obviously coming. So if you're gonna swim again, you know, if that's what's happening, you could jump on it while it's cheap, because that's what people did with AMC.
Yeah.
I got it at $8. Like, what's it at now? 40 something.
40.
You know? Like you saw off a little bit when it's up a lot. Easy peasy. So it's the same thing with NFTs. Same thing with Bitcoin and cryptos.
Yeah.
Just pay attention to what's going on. Guess next thing you know, you're gonna have some money. It's not that hard. We all have Google. Use it for something besides porn.
Right. Fucking yeah, everyone should become an ape. Be able to just like go for the cause. Yeah. Like I love how now in Wall Street there was always that prediction of like a bull and a bear. Yeah. But now they have another added animal, and it's the ape.
Oh yeah.
That's right. They can actually use that term in. They say they are like they're
making it official.
Yeah, the AMC or the GameStop and the AMC.
It's an apish market.
That's totally going to be in like economic books from here on out now.
Right on.
That we manipulated the market in that sense.
It's like 9/11 but cooler.
Yeah, way cooler. Like the best.
People were like, you were in 9/11? Like, yeah, get out of here, kid.
Jesus. Do you not remember? Of course you don't.
Yeah, you weren't alive.
But now it's like, oh yeah, the AMC and GME was the best thing ever. I could have got into that. Or there's going to be those people that were just like, I've been into it. Just a weird following.
For a while, yeah. And again, you can kind of pay attention to how things are going, like worldwide, with the new computers that are coming out and like where money is traveling to. And you can literally see like all of the interactions and business interactions and meetings that these large companies have.
Yeah.
You know, and it takes $7 a month at one website, and they're just like, here's some information. And it's not hard to figure out like what's gonna go off. Like Rocket, before it went off, I called that shit early.
Yeah.
I was telling a friend of mine at work, and he had jumped in like half a day too late and still made like $80 off of like, I think it was like 10 or something like that. Okay. So it was just quick for him, but calling that early, it popped off, he was kind of tripping out. And I was like, I mean, if you pay enough attention, you can see what's happening as far as money goes. And what's messed up is the market is so easy to like use and pay attention to and learn how to make money off of. It's not all that hard. It really isn't. A little bit of time. Here's the problem, is you can't make as many trades as you want, because unless you have $250,000 in your account. $25,000 in your account, yeah. And just like that, class limiting, you know, think about if you could get online for 30 minutes to an hour a day and potentially make over $100 easily. Like just with as many trades as you want, a couple dollars at a time, with a low amount of risk. You know, you throw $10, $15 in, buy low, sell high, check RSI, whatever you're going to do. Yeah. Check patterns, do whatever you need to do. But if you do that, pay attention to the internet, which has like YouTube videos and all the research that you used to have to do when you got the newspaper on Sunday with the market numbers
Yeah,
in
right.
it. You get all that information from other people doing the research. So
Calling the companies and shit like that.
you don't have to find out like, oh, this business is. They'll tell you. The internet's there. They'll just tell you. So as this, I don't know, just
It makes
It's-
sense too because in like even in the Weeble chat,
Yeah.
people have like level 2 and the gold membership, and all they do is take screenshots of those things and just post it in the chat for everyone else.
Yeah.
So even if you're not part of the gold or the second level, you still
It's a social network that shares.
yeah.
And there's a YouTube channel, and they're live while the market opens.
Yeah, a bunch, dude. I'm
A
so
bunch.
surprised.
Yeah, and they're doing the research. They're looking into the patterns that worked for the day before. They're looking into the business analytics and the technicals. You don't have to do a lot of work. You just jump on, make $20, jump out. If you can make all the trades you wanted to, everybody can make money so easily. And they're
Yeah.
like, "Fuck you, no, you can't." 25,000
Yeah.
first.
Unless you like violations and shit like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's ways around it because it's only per broker. So
Yeah, I
you can
remember.
actually have 3 or 4 brokers, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Anyways.
That's a
Yeah.
trade there and there.
Yeah, yeah, and it's people have real lives, so it's hard to do.
Yeah.
But like, try it out. It's not. You can make some money.
Even then too though, a
Not
bit,
a lot. You're not gonna make a lot of money. At
a
first.
big thing I've heard is always just invest in something that's always been growing.
Yeah.
Like obviously like
Just let portfolios go. But there's also the market crash in the housing bubble again that's happening, which is ridiculous. I think there's even gonna be like a used car crash almost. Like just the value of older cars are just gonzo.
interesting.
Yeah. So and it's just gonna kind of affect a bunch of different things. It makes it easier to force us to purchase and consume in one way instead of another. So that's just kind of how things go. Like, hey,
That's
it's fun system stuff.
I know, but do you think there is a way to turn it all around? Like, you think crypto is gonna help in any way, or you think it's just gonna kind of like add to this whole
We'll do it.
manipulation game?
We'll do it the human way. You know, just people are gonna die.
As long as I just get to spear somebody again.
People, yeah, I don't know. That's just people are gonna die. That's all. You know, like that's.
That sounds like a war, dude.
I don't know. Who knows in what way it could be construed? You know, because if something happens in New Jersey, we didn't see it.
Well,
they
look
could
at the
tell us whatever story they want.
Look
We
at the
could be
shit
like,
that's
"Oh,
happening in
war."
China and Taiwan.
That shit's terrifying too.
So like, even we have to be the police, so we're still over there, but we don't know exactly what's going on over there.
Didn't they recently say something like we're basically stocking up? Don't fuck with us.
Yeah, they are ready for war.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird
They're
though.
like claiming world domination, like world dominance, I guess, or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for things I can't say. I saw, but
Well, I don't know
it's
if
just
you
an
know this,
article I
but
saw.
China has this thing called the 100-year plan. You've ever heard of that?
I do believe I've heard of
Yeah,
it. Can't say I know specifics.
They literally were destined to be the superpower of the world, and they have like
What year? Like 43?
and like the Qing dynasty,
Oh, okay.
like really far back. I'm pretty sure that wasn't one of
100
the
years or so?
so far around there, but they're trying to reamp it because they were technically a world leader back in the day.
Yeah.
So they want to rebring it back with stuff like the Silk Road,
Yeah.
also known as the Belt and Road Initiative, which is just a super highway.
They're funding it?
Yeah, they're
What?
almost done with it, dude.
What?
Yeah. Not only that, they own most of the ports that are at the bottom of South Africa. They own those. Like they gave South Africa a bunch of
So
loans.
When America has 7-something trillion, 8, 9, who knows how many trillion in debt now? Aren't we like some ridiculous number now? Just
Yeah.
much higher. When we're in a deficit and we owe a superpower, let's say they do, they're like, you owe us now. What do you pay with? For no shit.
See, that's what's weird to think about too. Like, where is it that we still have this dominance over them?
People.
You think so?
Yeah, we are gonna give up lives for. You defend your country. That's what you do.
So,
in the long run.
so
or
since
you
we
sell them people.
since we have the dominance already, they're just like the only way we probably can get that would be like in a war or something.
Not necessarily, because it might be an economical war, and
Yeah,
the reason it's at this sense is because like slavery at this point is the workplace. It's an indoctrinated system we all agree to as an employer or an employee. And the whole point of it is to keep us kind of where we are, controlled. So now we just work for them. So what we do is at their discretion for whatever. Pretty much. So
But-
it's not like slavery in the sense, like maybe you'll get paid, maybe you just won't die. But in what way can they limit that now?
Yeah, or in a way where they would change our aspect of the way we live. Like, do you think
Potentially.
China can influence us in a certain way where we start doing things?
Do I think they'll be nice about it?
Or do you think our government will just go along with what they do now? They're just like, hey, guess what, guys? We start policing you guys now. Hey, guess what, guys? We do this now.
Like their laws. Well, I mean, there's going to be a little bit of a revolt against that. So, and again, 3% of the population is capable of overwhelming the entire government as far as statistics or the common saying goes.
Do you think 3% of the government would be able to overcome another government, not its government that's in power?
Not 3% of a government, because it still involves the population for war. You still use people to go fight, and those people are just the citizens.
I'm thinking more of like that whole, kind of like that.
3% of a population.
Yeah, but the 3% of the population gets manipulated by just the Chinese government.
Then they get taken over.
But there's no sense where the 3% of our like people and stuff can overturn their whole government.
Potentially, I think 3% of their population has to be equated to how many people we would need in order to take over.
And that's even worse because of the number of their population. Yeah.
So it would take much significant larger percentage of Americans per population level. But like at the same time, like it's not too hard to say that like we can convince that many people to try, because it only takes 7%, or actually 7% of the population believes that like chocolate milk comes from brown cows. So imagine if 3% of those guys were like, we're taking over the government.
They took our jobs.
Yeah.
We're getting them.
Or if the entire 3% of the population consisted of the 7% that believes chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
Then there would be a war.
That at least they'll fight,
Yeah.
We know. That's all it's for. Like, I mean, giving your life for our way of life.
I've always thought
Purpose.
that America is just so much more dominant because of how much more innovative we are than other countries.
I think it's how much more ruthless we've been.
But okay, think of it this way though: if your government forces you to invent something,
Right.
compared to somebody that invents something with the free mind and the free will without being enslaved for it, would it have a better outcome?
Would it have a better outcome, or would it be just like bringing over German scientists after the Holocaust and having them work on nuclear weapons and other items of this? Is it better?
It is kind of like that, but I mean,
I don't know. It's debatable on either side.
Because that's the thing too, is like, were those scientists brought down here in like or in like a slaveful kind of like, you have to work for us now?
Yeah, well, pretty much. It was implied.
Okay, so that was like
we're doing you a favor of not getting murdered.
Okay.
And they're like, cool, I'll work. That seems willing, like, is that then now all of a sudden the will is debatable.
I'm thinking more of like a freaking like a Bill
ruthless.
like a freaking Bill Gates or something, how he was just in his room trying to discover code, compared to another dude in China who was like, do code now. So that's what I was thinking, but your example blows me away too.
I don't think that somebody is do code, they're not yelling at him. I think
I don't think
the innovations come from people that are interested in those things and the advancements of it.
But some people in China have to be forced to those innovations.
That's after the initial people that are invested, that are willing,
because they
have
see
discovered it,
because they see the potential though.
Ruthlessly exploited, and that's what we do as humans. So like, yeah, we'll go to Mars, but I feel like we're really gonna start expanding to other planets with slavery, like we always have. And it has nothing to do with color. Again, it's literally going to be like, well, all the poor people, if you don't want to die, come work. I'm like, what are we doing? Oh, you're going to go die on another planet building stuff. And you're like, well, I don't want to die. And
I don't want to die.
my family.
Yeah, I don't want to die fast.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we have no choice now. We're purposely kind of setting up resources to only come from specific areas.
So do you think then there's no way to actually live life with robotic friendship and like they do everything?
We're integrating completely into our existence. Like we're gonna start doing body modifications.
Yeah, okay, there's that, but then
memories.
But there's a sense where like, okay, we don't really have to go to Mars to colonize it. We can send the robots there, and then we can go later.
Finite amount of resources.
Yeah.
You know, so then we have to start mining other planets first. Like,
or the meteor thing.
You know what's easier? Just like force people to have kids and then make them all slaves. You know. Which men you gotta do, dude. Men have to be better at this. Like all the guys are like, I'll bring her the skulls of her enemies, but don't forget to bring the women and children as slaves too. You know, you gotta do more for the girls.
They're all there. That's so crazy though.
But that's just humans. Like we're literally, when I was a medic, when I fucking worked in an ambulance, the worst things I saw were what people did to other people. Like I've seen pretty messed up accidents and people get tossed around. Pretty bad. It's kind of gross. Still not worse than what people do to people. Like we're manipulated in small groups and then even easier in large groups. And now we have a connectivity that's just constant. You know, it's just, hey, look at that. I can say whatever the fuck I want all the time.
Right.
And connect and know about everything that's happening and listen to what people are talking about, because that's all we really care about, is just being involved in this community. Sorry,
because they do have that, like, hey, I put in my input, even though it couldn't even be the topic that they're even interested in.
Yeah,
just like, oh, it's on my news feed, let me talk about it. Dude, you have nothing to do with playing guitar. You fucking play xylophone or something, you know. Leave that community alone right now.
But at the same time, it's just like the only need is for connectivity and community, you know. And it's just like, I think there's more, you know, fulfilling ways to do so, but like, who's not a subject to their phone these days? You know, like, it's entertaining. They release the dopamine levels that we want. It's immediate. It's quick. You know, it's like cigarettes, but with your eyeballs. Like,
it's dope. Yeah, I love it.
You don't get cancer, you know, but you might not think as much as you possibly could. You might not make better decisions for a whole. You might allow the poor to be chastised, into the impoverished, into the homeless, and not care.
So what do you feel then with the whole aspect of the neural links then? You know, like Elon Musk's computer chip in your brain, because he literally says you can talk to people without having to really think.
Yeah, and so all you have to do is sit around and connect constantly.
Yeah,
what's the point of this world?
But okay, we still can live in this world, but the thing that I feel this world doesn't really have compassion for other people is because they can't really truly feel the aspect of what somebody feels. Like, there's people that complain about all kinds of stuff, like getting beat by their parents, or like, you know, getting abused by their spouses.
Neuralink is an ability to say, hey, here's how I feel, and then I just start crying because somebody beat you when you were little.
And not only that though, maybe
but that's genius though, because
you should feel that same, because okay, somebody can tell you the
empathy
story.
Is important.
Yeah, because people tell you the feelings of it all the time, but it's never really relatable because it's not you.
So if you guys are interested in like the full story of what I'm about to say, look up
Neuralinks.com. Just kidding.
And look up the future and the science of reason. And so the argument is basically like, it's hard to be reasonable as is obvious in the world. Like, you know, just the political polarizing differences and everything that we like create an issue about. It's just hard to be reasonable and say that, like, oh, I'm right. Nobody's going to change their mind. And how many people think that, like, oh, I've changed their mind on the internet? It's not. And the reason that is because you're trying to be reasonable. But half the time, one side of the argument loses more than the other side. So who's to say what's actually fair? It's only fair to each perspective. So reason doesn't make sense. And we try to get on the internet and try to be reasonable, and all it does is separate us. So an ability to share empathy in that sense would be the barrier, like,
between, like,
to break the barrier. That's what it would be. Be a Neuralink to say, hey man, this is why you suck. You know?
But yeah, that's another thing.
That's
another thing too, though. It's like, don't people have like that weird feeling where they're just like, hey, I feel empathy this way,
you would think,
and then all of a sudden, like, that feeling of empathy to you is like anger and like like something else too. I'm going way into in depth of how this Neuralink is going to make you feel, but again, just understanding the empathy or the feeling of somebody that has been traumatized or dismembered or anything, like, you know, even getting to understand why somebody how they lost their hand. How do they feel with that? Like, they can describe it to me as much as they want, but I don't know how they feel. Like,
here's the thing. All right, so check this out. That would be like a very unmarketable product.
you're like, nobody.
Just for the empathy, because like we live our entire existence, all technology, every advancement we've ever made, every house we started building differently, is all because we want less pain, less suffering. I want more comfort. I want to forget. Like, there's no such thing as happy. There is no such thing as happy. Nobody's fucking happy. The closest you'll ever get to happy is forgetting for a second how fucking much everything sucks. Like, how much suffering existing actually is. Without any of the shit that you have, just your clothes and shit, and go outside. Just go outside. Like, that shit sucks. And we make air conditioning, everything, rooms. Everything is so we can sit around and just be as like least amount of suffering as we can manage. And when you're happy, you've literally forgotten that suffering exists, and that's the closest you can get to happy. But then as soon as that moment is gone, you're like, oh man, I was happy. Everybody was happy. But it's because it's not, you just said you're happy, but it's because you forgot shit sucks. Being happy just means shit sucks, but like I can still enjoy shit. You know?
Yeah, because there's no stopping the shit that sucks.
That's why we do everything we do.
Yeah,
so if it sucks, make it better.
Yeah.
You know?
Or even now, like how we said, we can't really stop factory farming. We can't really.
Right.
We know it's out there. We know it's bad.
No, not all suffering can be prevented.
Yeah.
And no suffering has purpose. Just, I don't know. It's just, why would you not make somebody else important again so that they have less suffering? You know, we don't do that. So empathy would be there, but people would be like, I hate this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad. Have you been there? I cried for days. I'm like, yeah, I want to go cry for days. You
Well, see,
go cry for some days? No, we go to the strip club.
Yeah, right.
I don't go to the strip club.
He's like, disclosure.
Want to go get boners together?
But that's the thing too, is like, what if it's something that you can just kind of, I guess, kind of tap into, but not have to be there all the time. So like the empathy button, like.
Yeah. Or the empathy diner.
Yeah.
Or you go eat dinner and you get to cry with a man from Tahiti.
Yeah, for whatever.
About his wife.
Yeah, but you literally.
And she was eaten by something. You know, like it's a horrifying thing you would never experience, and you're like, why did I do this today? But you could also be like, this dude had the most enthralling experience of his life.
And look at his life. Look at what he's doing.
And you tried that, and you're like, this is fun. So then, would we use that product as let's be more empathetic?
I think it'd be a therapeutic kind of thing.
Or would it be more like, you want to buy somebody's fun time? Come check out fucking Billy Zane doing this cool thing or some bullshit, you know?
You know how it felt when you got shot? Well, how did it feel when Jimmy Jane's girlfriend got shot? Come feel it here now. The X-rated. 22 Tenzos.
You want to feel how Prince felt on his very first large performance?
Yeah, see, and it can be that kind of enthusiasm.
That's all that they would do it for, though. You know, the empathy wouldn't be there. Nobody would do it to try to grow. You'd still be kind of an asshole because you have enough money to buy an empathy generator, and you go use it to find out what Freddie Prinze Jr.'s high school days were like. You know, like.
And you're just like, let's not go in there again. I think it make a lot of people. Well, it would make people more of a. Well, I don't even know what the definition of a human really is, but I think compassion and like
more compassionate,
empathy, and like just the camaraderie of humans together. Like,
well,
we may have differences, we may have these aspects of not whatever, but knowing that all.
I think everybody feels that way. They're like, not hurting people is good, but then all you have is the people that say, well, but that's not how it works, you know, and it's people that are like, this can be better, versus people that are like, that's not how it works. And so eventually, once that gets bigger, there's a revolt. We allow a tyrant in just after that, and then it gets kind of crazy for a while. But like, humans, we cycle. Like, we make things fucking difficult and hard and hate each other and kill each other and start wars. And like, tough people are made, and tough people make all kinds of crazy shit. and it super makes things easy. You know, there's a advancement in ironwork, advancement in tools, advancement in whatever industry, and we make it easier, and so all this easy comes around, you know, and people just live easy for a long time, and then all of a sudden we forget, you know, like, oh, it was hard, and so you just kind of have like soft, easy people, and then the hard times come around, you know, and the hard people kind of stick through it, and you build more hard people, and they're stronger and fucking deal with more bullshit.
So you're just like, it's a cycle of weeding out the weebs.
Kind of, yeah. But it's not necessarily the weebs, because it can change evolutionarily with crypto, with the different types of value we put on anything that we do.
Yeah, right. Like, oh my God, the podcasters are the most important people in the world
Suddenly,
right now.
Yeah, you control the ability to maintain your own podcast.
If we had,
It's just the media outlets, social construction, basically. It's just however we build it, and the people that are on top of it as it's being built, that's where it goes. So it's the new system. It's just different. But don't think people won't exploit it for the power, because they're still people. You know, that's just how it goes. So get yours. I don't know, man. People fucking, they're not the funnest, but like.
Well, there's no such thing as a perfect person. I don't care what anybody would ever
not.
say that.
Yeah. I feel like growth and just trying is important, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Continue to do what you can to not do the same shit that may hurt someone.
Trying to figure it out day by day.
I'm doing an empathy generator because I want to know how it felt to be Louis C.K. when he found out that
he got busted.
He got busted. And he was just like, look, like, I wonder if, like, the thought went through his head. He was like, why didn't I start an OnlyFans? Like, fuck. You know, because he could have charged $1 and gotten exactly what he wanted. He would be like, hey, guys, thanks for coming.
Are you guys ready for this?
Thanks for watching. And they pay him $1, and he would make so much money.
Damn. That's
Tell me, you know, he was just old, and he didn't stay up with the times. Like, give Louis C.K. an OnlyFans. Yeah. He got consent. We paid for it.
Yeah.
So you're dumb, Louis C.K. Also, still appreciate his work when he was a piece of shit. I don't know. Can you not like what somebody does but still like their work? Am I allowed to do that?
That's the.
Are you canceled for that? Am I supporting? Because I'm not buying anything.
But that's the same thing with like music. Like all of those musicians that did horrible things, but they still every single one.
Yeah. Some of them just work hard. Who knows? But maybe.
Ozzy did not work hard.
I said some.
That blows me away too. How the fuck is that guy still alive?
Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah, but yet other great rock stars have died already. Like Dio. Dio was amazing, dude. He was
healthy too.
He was like a fucking amazing goblin troll guy. He is so dope, dude.
He was healthy, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think I can't remember what he died from, but why did he die? But Ozzy,
I don't know.
Ozzy's done more.
Ozzy just eats shit food, so he's packed full of preservatives.
That's a good one, right?
Maybe that's, who knows?
People say that prescription drugs actually make you last longer.
That makes sense. Like, if there's anything that's gonna like advance the length of time a human lives, it's definitely drugs.
Yeah.
Like, we're just gonna keep finding something that does that better and take it and take it and take it. Yeah. So right now we call it like medicine, or, you know, anti-cold, anti-this, but then it's just gonna be like anti-death stuff, which I think they actually did a recent breakthrough in being able to rejuvenate the telomere, and as they degrade over time, they're able to regenerate now. So then all of a sudden, youth becomes a possibility once we get into the human. Of course, money's gonna be like, me first.
Let me go ahead and tell you guys.
How can we exploit this? You know, instead of being like, how can we use the millions of houses to house the homeless?
Right, because you see people right now that have the advantage to do stuff that we can't do. Like, you see Joe Rogan, he can go to Panama and get steroids in him. Yeah. I want steroids. I want fucking stem cells.
I want to run fast. I had to take some steroids as a child.
Wow.
So I was born a little early.
For what?
Just for being underdeveloped in general. So, because my growth was slow and I was gonna die and stuff.
They wanted to give me steroids because of the bald said. So they give you steroids for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. I was lucky I didn't get like the bovine treatment, something like that. Marrow treatments, I forget what it's called.
The bovine steroid?
No, there's a specific one. It's growth hormone, BGH. But no, I was like, I didn't get that because they do that as well. But I just got like a good slew of steroids. So fucks your ass up. But I am the tallest person in my family now, so that's good.
That kind of gives you indication that it wasn't genetically modified.
Yeah, no, I was definitely genetically modified. So for sure.
So you'd look like me if
If
you would have been born just regular.
Much smaller. I was a small child, and then I was a fat middle schooler.
Nice. I've never been fat.
No, lucky.
Never.
I'll tell you this: it just doesn't feel great. That's all.
I could imagine.
Although you eat whatever, you hate yourself, but you still do it.
Because I have a cousin that's like, he's barely going into middle school now, but he's like kind of fat, and I feel so bad. I'm just like, oh man, but I shouldn't be, because it's like he wants to live that way too.
Hey, where's the drug that like controls our metabolism already? Like, what's that about? Like, here's the drug that you can take that will like control your metabolism to where you can pretty much eat whatever you want, and fucking it just keeps going. How do we genetically change this? We got GMOs. Let's fix people.
Right.
Am I advocating for
like government testing on humans?
Yeah, there's a term for it. I can't think of at the moment. I don't know. I kind of get spacey sometimes.
Taste guinea pigs. Taste the guinea pig. I don't know.
I don't know why I get kind of spacey here. Forget things.
It's time warp, dude.
It's weird and thirsty.
Yeah, see, I told you. You should have got us some drinks.
I had a drink.
You're like, I'm gonna pull out another Vienna sausage can, guys.
I will.
Don't they have water in there?
Drink the juice. That's not water.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking salt water. That's rough.
Oh,
It's a lot of sodium.
Oh,
It's
is
bad
it?
for you.
No.
Sodium?
It's
Yeah.
like
Is it sodium free?
Joey Diaz always says, like, don't be a pussy.
This has 630 milligrams of sodium.
Don't be a pussy.
No, yeah, I'm pussy tough. I'm not doing it.
If you don't mind, you should go get us some drinks.
Yeah, you want some water? You gonna do some more advertising?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and.
Do you have a sponsor you can do that for? Like
I really
Blue Apron or some shit?
I really wish.
Blue Apron, sponsor this dude. What's up? What's wrong with you guys?
I'll just throw out some random stuff.
You want some water?
Yeah, whatever it is in there.
I'll wash that fork I borrowed.
Bring me, dude. I thought that was yours. You pulled it out of your pocket. It made it. It would have totally played off way better.
Yeah, no, I mean it was mine. You let me borrow it.
But anyways, you guys are awesome. Thank you for watching MuseMe TV. Fucking the chat is besides SPM Omar. Dude, do you remember SPM was like a ridiculous rapper who just like touched little kids as well? Like, why does that have to be every fucking musician in the world? Like, that makes me so sad. I'm glad there are like more humble, talented musicians that don't touch people, but you end up discovering that they do some weird shit, like, you know, that not Metallica, the Megadeth bassist. He was accused of it, but yet even the person that was in the video was like, yeah, I wanted that. It's like my thing. So I don't know what's going on with life. That's so weird. We got Sam back in the studio. Sam's back.
Yo, how long have we been doing this? You guys have been listening to this bullshit for a while.
An hour and 16.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
It's just chilling, bro.
Long ones are fun, yeah.
That's what we do.
What else is in the news? Anything fun locally for you? Bob Odenkirk tonight, guys. The dude's doing something at the Box, I believe. Some improv live show.
Really?
Yeah. You can get tickets pretty easily. Just Google Bob Odenkirk Live, Albuquerque. So he's supposed to be doing something pretty cool. I don't know if it's like a secret or not, but I saw a flyer. So I was kind of interested in that.
Nice.
People are talking about the fights, and I haven't seen a good fight in a minute. I hear this one's supposed to be pretty good. Right?
It's number 3. Conor McGregor's old already.
Did you ever see like the Mickey Ward Gotti fights? No?
What were those like in the like 2000s?
I think like 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Jesus.
No, it was 80s, 90s, somewhere around there.
Oh, okay.
90s, most likely. But basically, it was just like the 1, 2, and then the tiebreaker. And those are good fights. Like, if you just like watch 1, 2, and 3 on a row, like you can tell, like, the crowd's really into it. They're great fights. Like, it's a good reason to have all 3. I believe Gotti died shortly after. So and then they did the whole movie, The Boxer, or whatever it was called, with Matt Damon, Christian Bale.
One of those guys.
One of the dudes, Matt Damon. And I think it was Matt Damon.
those-
No, it was Mark Wahlberg.
Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg.
Christian Bale.
Interesting.
That was the one. Anywho's, so yeah, they made the whole movie about Mickey Ward, basically, and him getting fights with Gotti and stuff like that. But actually, they were decent fights. So if the Conor McGregor thing has any wherewithal, it'd be cool.
Any clout?
And I'm not too worried about clout.
I don't think Conor McGregor's got it anymore. I think he's too old. I think he's just doing this. This will probably be his last fight, maybe. It's just gonna be like, I'm done, guys. I've been doing this for quite a while. I don't know. That's the worst accent. Ever.
I don't even know how he talks.
He's Scott. No, Irish. Irish. Yeah. It's an Irish. I think. I'm not sure. That's so bad when you can't like distinguish racisms. Like nationalities.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Does it though?
I don't care where he's from. I just want him to punch the other guy in the face.
But what do they get mad if it's like, hey, you're not from Scandinavia, you're from Czechoslovakia? Like, I'm trying to get the two out, but I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like with proper documentation, by which I mean money, it doesn't matter.
I thought you literally been like, if as long as I know what your ID says, I should be good.
Just what does my government say I have to do with you? And then there we go. That's pretty much,
I don't know,
cops
man.
in the military.
Some governments are just out there doing their thing, man.
Hopefully. A lot of them are not, but there's a lot of bad shit everywhere. I think we're kind of sequestered to our own little nation and all the fun shit here.
Yeah.
And it's easy, so why
well,
not?
you kind of see that too in local news. Like, you get freaked out when you hear something in like Oklahoma. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Good thing that never happens here in New Mexico.
What do you mean, like cat parades?
I know, right? Shit like that.
A lot of shit happens here. It's pretty fun. We're like known for that.
The cat parades?
No, not cat parades.
I was like, what the hell?
Like, that shit doesn't happen here.
Yeah.
Like, it only happens in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. Like, cops won't even record here anymore. Are they allowed to again?
I think they're supposed to now.
Do they still make Cops episodes, though? Like, does anybody watch Cops anymore?
Yeah, it's still a thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If I don't know.
Let's see how long do you think it's been running for?
What has? Cops?
Yeah.
Probably like a good 20 years, maybe. Since the 80s at least, right?
How long has the show Cops been around? And you know it's crazy too, like they had other shows like Campus PD and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, technically it's the longest running reality show.
Oh, snap.
It's canceled by Paramount Networks, and this article looks like it was in June 10th, 2020.
Oh, well, there you go. When did it start?
I'm trying to find it. I'm probably just need to go to the website. Oh shit, cops.com. Just kidding.
Cops.com.
It shows confused. It shouldn't be confused with the Cops animated TV series or Top Cops. But this one says the history of it. 89.
Dude, this one time I was watching Cops.
89, yeah.
I was complaining. I was just like, how come nobody ever fucking gets away?
Was it in 89?
I don't know.
Everybody gets away in 89.
Yeah.
Anyways, you were watching it. No one got it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was younger. And I was like, nobody ever fucking gets away. It sucks. Like, they always get caught. And, like, they do the highlight reels of, like, here these suspects were getting away and they did crazy shit. We caught them. You know, like, there was a dude that just, like, leaps up a freaking almost 2-story wall. You know, you're just like, what? That's crazy. You know, just so I was always, like, sad, you know, because, like, they put so much effort into escaping and they just don't get away ever. And then, like, as I thought that, I was, like, kind of complaining about it, an episode comes on, this dude's on the freeway. He's fucking booking it. And he is going over, like, an interchange. So it's like a bridge that turns over into the other side of the highway.
Yeah.
He slams on his brakes, smashes his car into, like, the wall, blocking, like, the cops in between him and the car. He gets out and then just fucking jumps down the wall, like jumps off the bridge. And I guess there was like a grassy area down there, and he rolled, jumped over the fence, and took off running. And the cop was like, I'm on Cops, I'm gonna do it too. And he jumps over and he's like, I broke my ankle. So he's at the bottom just like, oh. And the other cops are like, oh, where'd he go? Oh, he's over there. And the camera guy runs up and he looks down and you just see the guy like, I broke it. And the guy's just running off in the distance. And I was like, oh, he fucking got away. Like, no way. And they didn't do a follow-up of like, oh, we went over there and we found him.
Oh, so it was
So they just like switched to the next one.
He's
And I
so
was like,
good.
no fucking way. Like somebody got away as I was thinking about it.
That's hilarious,
That's
too.
fucked up.
And you know what I'm thinking? Is like after that episode aired, they never aired anybody getting away again. It was always
I know, right?
catching
Just that
ones.
one time.
Yeah, they're like, we fucked up, guys.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of calls. People are scared at their homes because we didn't catch the guy.
Just the one dude. We know where that bridge is. That's by my house. What the fuck?
I saw it on an episode of Cops.
Dude, people are nuts. Did you hear that recent? I think it was recent. Some dude was like living in an attic of somebody's house for like years.
What?
And he would just like sneak down at night and fucking steal food and shit. It's totally like Parasite, that movie, you know? Like,
Okay.
but
Guy living in an attic.
news.
Movie.
News.
I love how that came up, though. A true story. New York. That's what it says.
New York.
We can play newsreels here, so we'll play.
What's
the
that?
Newsreel.
No. That guy just
19th
made
century
money.
photography studio. One of those pictures was a portrait of Susan B. Anthony, the suffragist leader.
Is this an
Take
ad for like
James
fancy
Hale in
pictures?
1904.
I hate everything.
I don't think that's the one. But it is interesting.
Whatever, this guy just totally made all kinds of money off that. Upstate finds secret addict. Okay, he finds secret addict.
Yeah, that's not an addict. Dude.
Man
It's
finds woman living in attic.
an addict.
Policeman found living in police. Sorry, see again dyslexia. Sorry.
No worries.
Man found living in attic. Let's look at this one. This one looks more.
18-year-old man was living in her attic and would come down into her 14-year-old daughter's room at night. That man is now charged with trespassing.
It's bizarre. The man's family claims there's more to the story. News 4's Forrest Sanders.
Jesus, the man's family.
I'm gonna go to the attic, guys.
They moved 5 years later.
Look at this guy. Wrong.
Jesus.
To leave, forcing officers to head up there and get him out. They say, unknown to the mother, Castro had been living in the attic, only coming down into the room of the mother's 14-year-old daughter at night. Just a few weeks ago, police say they got involved when Castro and the 14-year-old ran away together.
Whoa.
Is this like real life Hesher?
I know, right? Dude, they're gonna make a movie of this.
That's
Watch.
not the one I saw. Anyways, yeah, people will live in an attic. Like people are nutty, dude. And then you got people that are like kind of off already as it is, not taking care, and they do drugs, and then drugs will make you crazy.
They get into more intense stuff.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
shit's nuts. Have you ever? So when I worked in the hospital, I noticed that like older people would have to get surgeries because they start breaking bones and shit, right? And some of the medications that they used, like I'm pretty sure that was a weird whistle. I'm pretty sure, definitely contributed to like early onset dementia and Alzheimer's.
Oh, okay.
I'm nary a study. Like I hope they don't come looking, some
Start
pharmaceutical
fact-checking, yeah.
company, but no, like I just from the time I worked in the hospital, post surgery to see how it affected older people, and shortly after that, they might be back with early onset dementia, stuff like that. Some of the medications that people take is pretty crazy. Like, it's no bueno.
No bueno. See that? Yeah.
Dude, why do these conversations always get dark?
I know, right? I don't know.
I'm so negative.
That's what happens with the world, though. Is it's so dark. Like you're like, hey, we're gonna help you
Hate
not
it.
with depression, but you have to take this pill, and
Yeah.
probably makes you shit a lot.
Do you guys know we're comedians?
All right, we try to be
Tell jokes
funny.
and stuff. Yeah, it's
I
fun.
try to be funny.
Have fun. Bring the energy.
Right. Just gotta practice
Yeah.
more.
Nah, I'm not gonna be out for a while actually.
Well, yeah, I did
So-
remember you saying that.
I'm quitting comedy.
I do need to practice more though, so I'll see you out there soon. And,
Yeah.
when you come back, hopefully I develop something.
We'll see, man. Just keep it in that content. I'm still down to work background. Like with 6 on, there's no not doing work. So that's just gonna be a thing. I'm just gonna be You know.
Yeah, it's not like you're trying to
The
hit.
man behind the curtain.
Yeah, I get it. It should be fun. What are some places my audience can find you?
Oh,
if they obviously you're going into seclusion,
So
but
it's
if they wanted to,
But if you wanted to, you can check out the movie Cry Macho. That's coming out later this year in the fall,
Dope.
either August or October. I believe it's October. You can catch me in the TV show Outer Range, coming soon. You can catch me in the a commercial if you're from Albuquerque for some HVAC company. And I can't name other productions yet.
what is,
'cause they're not announced. So
what's some social media sites I can find you at?
everything, if you care at all, is
I love how you put your credits first,
Yeah.
which they should care about that.
Nah.
But you got to throw that in
I
there.
like doing stand-up. At Sam Talks Too Much for my personal crap, which is just jokes. And then if you want to see shows or anything we're putting together as things build up, because things are opening back up, so we're kind of trying to jump on things while we can, as safely as possible. So, sixsun.com. The website's not pretty, but it does its job. So, just like me and Six Sun.
You heard it here, folks. They're
Also, hold on.
they're getting
There's
some
more-
moves going.
More Six Sun shit. Carla Vasquez, she's got herself a brand new podcast she's running. You guys should check that out. Carla V Talks Too Much, or not Talks Too Much. That's me. Carla V Talks Out Loud. Thinks out loud. Yeah. Carla V Thinks Out Loud. Sorry, I get forgetful when I'm here. It's weird. So, and then of course you can check out Caleb Mulkey, Troy Wilson, all that fun stuff. Doing more shows, keeping out for some traveling comedians. Always fun. They're going to be coming into town.
Nice.
We're working on just booking touring comedians from out and about as things get started back up. So we try to promote all the shows here that we can. You know, of course, all the open mics. If you're interested, we're going to have a list soon on Six Sun. So if you're in Albuquerque and you want to try an open mic or just come check out the comedians, you can go to sixsun.com, and fairly soon we will have a updated list of post-COVID closings open mics to see what's going on now.
Yeah.
So you don't miss any if you're not sure. We'll get that going too. So yeah, just sixsun.com for most everything, and then at Sam Talks Too Much if you want to send a message that my girlfriend will break up with me over. Always fun.
Yeah. Dick pic, please.
Yeah,
I
I need good content to share with girls that I don't like.
that they need to know what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Sam.
For sure, man. Thanks for having me.
You guys are awesome.
Thanks for being patient.
You guys know what to do, guys. MuseMe TV.
The one guy.
Hang out. We're gonna hang out, do our shit. Same old shit. Make sure to follow me anywhere, social media site. Just Google MuseMe TV. I swear to God, I'll be there. You guys are awesome. Peace. Be out. Laters. Yeah, dog.
Yeah.